Hi friends, welcome back to another What Sold video. If you are new to the channel, my name is Maria and I am a part-time reseller, mostly on Poshmark and eBay, but every once in a while I have a Kittison and a Depop sale. So today, the video is exactly what it sounds like. We are gonna go through 1 week of sales. The week is April 28th through May 4th to see everything that I sold. The goods, the bads, the things that sold instantaneous, and the things that sold in like years. So I don't sugarcoat anything for you guys on my channel. I am just a small part-time reseller. I am a full-time mom. I have a full-time job, a full-time husband. And I do this kind of, I always say, in the pockets of my time. I know that's a super cliche phrase, so I apologize for even saying it, but I do this like in the evening after the kids are in bed. I photograph on the weekends. I source when I'm out and about and able to. And I've made a pretty substantial extra income for myself, which has been great. And it all goes into like my kids' investment accounts. So the last What Sold video on my channel was actually kind of a downer for me. It wasn't one of my best weeks. And this was kind of a rebound week. So it wasn't the week right after. It was a couple weeks after, I think. Just the, again, being part-time, I don't get to do these every single week for you guys, but I do them when I can. And yeah, we had a little bit better of a week. So we're gonna go through every single day. I'm gonna tell you what things sold for. I'm gonna tell you the price, what I bought them for, how long it took to sell, all of those good things. And at the very end of the video, we'll talk about my total profit for the week. A couple disclaimers. When I talk about my profit, that is after fees, that's after shipping, that's after anything that might have been promoted. I do promote listings on Poshmark and on eBay. So it's basically after everything other than taxes. Second disclaimer is I do average my cost of goods like 95% of the time. So when I say how much I bought something for, that is an average cost based on the trip that day. So you know the drill. Before we get into it, click that subscribe button down below. It really does help me out and it tells me whether you guys like these videos or not. And okay, let's go ahead and get started. All right, so my first sales day was Sunday, April 28th, and I had 5 sales, but they were all on Poshmark. I had 0 eBay sales, so that was kind of a frustrating way to start off the week, but that is all right. And to make it even better, the first 2 sales of the week, I screwed up, but we'll get to that. So the first sale was this Sam Edelman copper woven leather block heel booties, sandals, beige, and a women's 8. These were so cute. I really liked these and they fit me. I thought about keeping them, but I ended up listing them. These sold for $24 on Poshmark. I do, as you are aware, if you watch my channel, I do run 30% off sales on Sundays in Poshmark for everything listed in my closet. Basically, I just send out a 30% offer with discounted shipping to anyone that has liked an item. So that person accepted this offer, getting them for $24. I do send out 35% offers the first Sunday of the month as well, but this was not a first Sunday. I got these at Second Avenue, which is a local chain of thrift stores around me. I think it's connected to Savers because when I watch other people's YouTube videos, they have the same looking tag. My average cost of goods that day was $5.95. These sold after 140 days. They did sit for a little while, but they were mostly in winter, you know, open toe booty type thing. I should have listed them earlier in fall. So I only made $11.23 on this item. I do like selling Sam Edelman shoes. I find that they do decently well for me. Okay, the second item that I sold today was this Toad & Co., which used to be called Horny Toad. This was branded as Horny Toad on the tag, but I put it under Toad & Co., and then in the description I said formerly known as, because the company is no longer known as Horny Toad. Green quarter zip fleece pullover jacket sweatshirt in a size medium. This sold full price. That was fantastic. Full price sales are always like the ideal sale, obviously. So $30. I got this at just a local hole-in-the-wall thrift store. If you've seen any of my like dollar day videos or when I had like the 50-cent day videos, that is this thrift store, and I got it on one of those dollar days. So I paid $1 for this item. It did sit for 241 days and I ended up making $23. However, here's the big I messed up. So we're just kicking off this video on a good start here. I switched the labels. I don't do that very often. I think I've maybe done that once. I know I've at least done it once before, maybe twice in the like 2.5 years I've been selling, that I have switched those labels. So that's unfortunate, but we are human. We do make mistakes. I think I have a really good system that avoids that. However, one of the buyers reached out to me and said, I think it was the person who bought the shoes, reached out to me and said, hey, I got a green shirt. What do I need to do here? So I like apologized to her. I told her, here's our options. I messaged the other buyer. Didn't hear back right away. But Poshmark then ended up sending the buyers to new labels to send to each other. So one of the items hasn't yet been sent to the other. One buyer has been unresponsive, which is unfortunate. I'm really hoping they get flopped because I feel really bad about it. If the items don't get to the other, I know they'll be refunded, obviously. It looks like one item is already on the way. And then I got the nice email from Poshmark that's like, hey, we know you messed up. This time around, we're going to send the buyers their own items, but next time we might not do that for you, which I completely understand because it was my mistake. So as of right now, I'm still getting both of the profit on those items, but if I make that mistake down the road, I might not be so lucky. All right, the next one was a fabulous sale. I was very excited for this one, and it was this new with tag Ronnie Cobo Selena dress, sage green formal dress evening wear, maxi size medium. If you are a new reseller or if you are new to my channel, you will hear the just word vomit of keywords in my description. That is on purpose. That is the search engine optimization you want, especially on eBay, where the algorithm is favoring the keywords in your title, not just your description box. You really want to throw them in the title. Again, you're writing your titles for an algorithm who's reading them, not necessarily for the buyer. So you don't have to put sage green, it's and formal dress and evening wear, black and white, just black, white dress, those types of things. So a little tip there. I found this dress hanging on a Goodwill rack. I was actually on my way out. I usually only shop at Goodwill new racks because it's not worth the time to go through with the prices in my area, and most things on the racks are already picked through, but the new racks are really great. But I was walking by on the way to checkout and I saw a tag hanging from this one, so I was like, it's worth checking it. The tag looked really nice. I wasn't familiar with it, so I looked it up and I was like, this could be good. So this, I think, sold as part of my 30% off sale also. I do offer free shipping for items. I think I have it set to like $75 over that. So they got free shipping on this order. So at that Goodwill retail store, my average cost of goods was $3.19. That's lower than it normally is for the prices in my area. So I probably had some like reward points built up that I used that day, but it only sat for 53 days, which for a formal dress is really fast in my opinion. Usually those sit longer because there's not as many people shopping for formal wear, and I made $92.39. So that was a fantastic way to kick off my Sunday. And then I had another great sale right after that. I remember just being super excited. The next sale was this Brooks Brothers navy blue wool blazer jacket, quiet luxury career in women's 6. I know some people sleep on Brooks Brothers, and some pieces I do too, but I've had some really good success selling Brooks Brothers. Same with Joseph A. Banks. I knew that this was a great style. I knew the wool content was going to elevate it, and I know I love selling blazers. So for all those reasons, I picked it up at a local Goodwill. It sold for $52. I think that also might have been part of my 30% off sale. My average cost of goods that day was $4.83. And guys, this sold after 5 days. So this sold in less than a week, and I made $37.75. So don't overlook Brooks Brothers. Give it a second shot. Look it up maybe. See how it's going to do. All right, my last sale of the day are these Torrid Crop Comfort Waist Premium Black Pull-On Pants Leggings in a women's 3R, which is a 3X. They sold for $20. I think that was an offer that I accepted. I got this at the same Dollar Day sale. I don't know if it was the same sale, but at a Dollar Day sale at that one thrift store for $1. They were listed for 41 days and I made $15. I've sold this Torrid garment before, so it's easy to just kind of copy and paste the listing, take new pictures, update the size and measurements, and go. So on Monday, April 29th, I had 8 sales, and that was 5 on Poshmark and 3 on eBay. Usually I'll have like really good Sundays and then like a slow Tuesday, Wednesday, and then I'll pick back up. So it was really great to have a really good Monday because I just don't get them very often. The first thing to sell was this Vineyard Vines Martha's Vineyard 100% silk watermelon novelty print blue tie. I loved this print. It was adorable. I knew it was silk. I like selling Vineyard Vines, so it had all those things going for it. This sold for $31, which I think was a 10% off offer that I sent to the buyer as part of just my regular strategy. I do use Posher VA, and it sends 10% off offers with discounted shipping 3 to 5 minutes, I think, after someone likes an item in my closet. So $31, I bought this at a local Goodwill store. And ties are $3. I did not average my cost of goods because Everything else I think I bought that day was for personal use. This was the only reselling item. I was actually going looking for like a birthday present for my son, and I found something super cute. So I just got this one tie for $3, and it was listed for 45 days, and I made $19.78. Novelty print, you want to put that in the title. I think a lot of people really just like novelty print. Novelty print's really good for like linen, especially in the summer as well. All right, so after the Rani Kobo dress, I didn't really think my week was going to get better, but guys, it did. The next sale on Monday was this Versace collection, blue 2-piece wool suit, blazer, jacket, and trouser pants in a size 46-48. The pants were one size and the blazer was a different size. So I listed them both in the description and gave all the measurements. This sold for $150. I do think I had it listed for like $250, but it was kind of a shot in the dark because comps were in the hundreds and hundreds, and then you had some selling for like 50. So you never know what's going to happen. I tend to list high and then I'll drop the price a little bit over time. So when I got that $150 offer, I was like, yes, I'm happy with that return for sure. I got this at the same thrift store that has the Dollar Days, but their formal wear is excluded. But this was on like the men's rack. It wasn't in like the formal wear section, so I didn't realize that. I had a couple items that must have gotten just mixed in on the floor, that when I was up at checkout, she was like, oh, this is formal wear. Do you want it at the full price, or do you want us to put it back? And so for most of them, I was like, nope, you can put it back. That's okay, thank you. And then for this one, I kind of just automatically said, oh, no, thank you. You know, you can put it back. And then like as she was bringing items, I was like, what? Like, it's a Versace 2-piece suit for $14. Why did I just tell her to put that back because it wasn't $1? Is it my first day on the job here? She had set it off to the side, and I was like, actually, I think I'd like to look at that. So I looked at it again, and I was like, you know what? I would love to buy this. So I did end up buying that. It was $14. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It was $12. Even better. And it was only listed for 28 days, and I ended up making $108. I did do authenticity reviews and checks to make sure it looked immaculate, and it did. I had no issues from the buyer, so I hope it fits him well, and he's looking absolutely beautiful. I was actually kind of hoping it might fit my husband, but it did not, so I listed it. Next was this Maeve Anthropologie multicolor geometric mock neck stretch sleeveless dress in a size small. I do think I might have worn this once or twice before I listed it. It sold for $26, and I got this at a Goodwill retail store. Average cost of goods was $5.02. It had sat for 394 days, so I was happy to move it out, especially in spring. I didn't want it to sit through another season, and I made $15.78. Maeve is one of my favorite Anthropologie brands to sell just because it's kind of consistent. It doesn't always sell super high, but it will usually sell. This one did sit for a while though. Okay, next was this blank NYC gray moto jacket, lightweight, unstructured, and women's extra small. I just like this. I thought it was adorable. I was like, I would wear this. I don't think I ever did just because I wanted to get it listed, but I thought it was super cute. I accepted a $25 offer on this item. I got it at a Goodwill retail store. Average cost of goods was $5.46, but it sat around for 456 days. I know that I probably need to stop picking up blank NYC, but I have a problem because it's cute and I really like rescuing them, but I maybe just need to be more aggressive with my pricing. So I did end up making $14.54. Last on Poshmark was this Vince black sleeveless wrap dress, 100% Pima cotton midi length women's small. I accepted a $40 offer on this. I got this at 2nd Avenue. My average cost of goods was $5.95. It was listed for 129 days, and I made $26.05, so that was great. Okay, so over on eBay, my first sale for the week was this Anthropologie E by Eloise heather gray cotton modal tie dress, sleep dress, and an extra small. This is the only Eloise dress I found. Actually, I found one like a couple days ago, but it's not listed yet. So only one I had found. I wasn't really sure whether it was a sleep dress or whether it was a normal dress, so I gave the buyer kind of both ideas in my title and my description box. And it had sat for a while, so I eventually accepted the $20 offer over on eBay. My average cost of goods at the Goodwill retail store where I got this was $6.49, but it was listed for 540 days, so absolutely slow seller. I don't have enough experience with this sub-label within Anthropologie yet to know whether it was the label or it was the item. So since I did pick up something else that I think is a little better of an item, I'm gonna do a little bit more assessing in the future to see what I think. So I ended up making $10.15. Next was this Isabel Maternity sleeveless green striped blouse top t-shirt in a women's extra small. This was mine. I wore it while I was pregnant. I think with both my children, maybe just my son. I think it might have been a newer one. I got this at Target. So it sold for $11.99. It was personal use, so I'm counting that as zero cost of goods. And it was listed for 413 days, and I made $10.17. When I was going through my maternity items, my son is now 2. I picked a few out to list individually, and then I have a couple like bundles that I actually have over here to photograph and get listed. I had a bundle of 10, and then as I was, I think, photographing one of them, I realized one of them was in much poorer condition than I was comfortable selling. So that one got put over for textile recycling, and I need to list it, but I don't want to list it as a bundle of 9 because I just think that's weird. So I think that next time I go to the bins, I'm just going to look for like a basic maternity item that I can add to the bundle. Is that weird? Tell me what you would do. Would you list it as 9, or would you try to find a really inexpensive basic item so that you could sell it as a bundle of 10? I'm curious to know what you guys think. So I think I said this, but I made $10.17. Okay, the next one was beautiful, and it was my Easter dress this year, and it was this Ralph Lauren Denim & Supply red floral wrap dress, 100% cotton, Western women's large. I accepted a $45 over on eBay for this one. I got it at kind of just a random thrift store that I picked up a few things one day, just like after we had eaten dinner. It was in the same little plaza. And it was only listed for $23, and I made $33.58. This one also was via the eBay Global Shipping Program, and I want to say this was headed to Germany. I keep a little list on my phone of all the countries I've shipped things to via eBay, and I want to say this one was Germany, but it is absolutely beautiful. I loved it. And guys, that was a size large, and you can see from the picture, it looked like it fit me fine because it's a genuine wrap dress, so I was able to cinch it down tight. So it would probably fit all the way from like a small to maybe an extra large, just because it's a true wrap dress. All right, the next day was Tuesday, April 30th. I had 6 items, 5 on Poshmark and 1 on eBay. The first item on Poshmark were these Fit Flop Walkstar Toe Post Gold Brown Leather Sandals in women's 8. If you're a viewer of the channel, you might have heard me talk about how I love selling Fit Flop, but that I have like one pair that I just cannot sell. It's this pair. I finally sold them. I'm very excited. When I got a $25 offer, I was like, yes, absolutely. I don't know why. There was nothing wrong with them. They were a decent size. It was just the one I couldn't sell. But they are gone. They're out of my life. I got them at a Goodwill retail. Average cost of goods was $6.50. And they sat for 394 days for me to make $13.50. Okay, guys, the next one is a bundle sale. So I'm not going to go through the individual line item for every single one because you don't got time for that. I don't got time for that. But I'm still going to show you kind of the overall numbers of it. So the first one was this Under Armour Storm black green hoodie. I'm giving you kind of a abbreviation at the end because it doesn't show the whole thing on my screen. These American Eagle super stretch dark jean shorts. I think these were a size 8. This Chico's floral geometric handkerchief blouse was a size medium, I think, for Chico's. And yes, that is me in the picture. I wore it to work and then took a model photo for it. And this vintage animal print leopard zebra swim cover. I had the swim cover for a really, really, really long time. If you watched my video that I thrifted my entire vacation wardrobe when my husband and I went to St. Lucia, that was one of the pieces that still hasn't sold from that video. So I was excited to have it sell. I had also got it at the bins. The Chico's one I mostly got because I knew I could wear it a couple times, and I knew it was a small size for being Chico's. The larger sizes sell better for me. The American Eagle I had gotten at the bins, and the Under Armour one was something that I got in like a clothing lot of stuff from a neighborhood like free group that I got a bunch of stuff for my husband, and that was one we didn't use, so I just listed it. So all in all, I had probably less than $5 into all of these items, and I got a bundle offer of $60. That was a little bit lower than I had. I mean, we always hope for something higher, but then it's a little lower than I would really like. But when I looked at the items, especially a couple of them, the jean shorts I had had for a really long time, I knew that Chico's was going to be a tough sell. I was like, I just need to swallow my pride and sell these items and get them off to a good home, and that is what I did. So overall, my earnings from Poshmark were $48, which probably made my actual profit somewhere between like 40 and 43, I would think. I do in my spreadsheet, I costed it out individually per the item, but I just didn't write all those down for you guys. Okay, so on eBay, my one sale for the week was this J. Crew 100% silk chocolate brown maxi bridesmaid's dress gown in a women's size 16. This was really, really beautiful formal dress, but I didn't realize it had a little purple mark on the shoulder. I don't know what it was. I did try to clean it and it didn't come out, so I disclosed it, photographed it, put it in the listing. So when I got a $30 offer, I was excited about that because with that flaw, I didn't want to keep it sitting around. So I accepted it. I had got this at that Dollar Day at the local thrift store, and it was only listed for $29. Even with that flaw, it was getting quite a bit of attention on eBay and Poshmark, but especially on eBay. And I ended up making $26.27. I was really concerned that maybe they'd get it and they hadn't read well enough and they'd be like, oh, it has a flaw. But I got positive feedback from the buyer, so that's great. I'm so glad she loved it and it fit her well. So there's people right outside the window that are working on my neighbor's yard, and they have all their trucks in front of our house, and I keep looking over because they keep walking to and from their trucks, and I'm imagining them staring at my ring light and my camera being like, what is she doing? Look at that silly, crazy girl. Anyway, don't worry about what people think. It doesn't matter. We're here. We're having fun. They don't matter. And they might be super nice and completely ignoring me anyway. Next was May 1st, happy May Day, and I had 3 sales that Wednesday, and they were all on eBay. First was the Sarah Slim Fit Gray Black Denim Chambray Casual Button-Down Shirt, Jacket, and men's size large. I had gotten this at a garage sale, and the way I do my garage sale funding is I'll take my kids' clothes to Once Upon a Child, I'll get the money back from that, and instead of listing that as profit, I just liquidate that straight into garage sales. I count that as $0, and then I report the earnings back on that so that it all comes out above board and clean. So my garage sales I always list as $0 for the most part. If I for some reason don't have cash from Once Upon a Child and I have to draw it out of my business account, then obviously I would count that as an expense. So I got a $15 offer on this. I knew I probably had only spent $1 or $2 at the garage sale anyway, so I did accept it. It's a heavy item. I didn't want to hold it all through spring and summer. And it was only listed for 26 days, and I made $11.51. Next on eBay was this Victoria's Secret Y2K black satin beaded baby doll teddy lingerie nightgown in a size large. This I accepted a set. No, I think I had it listed for $24.99. I'm usually always running a 20% off sale, so it was available for purchase at $19.99, and I think I sent the buyer 10% on top of that, so they accepted my offer for $17.99. I got this at the bins quite a while ago, and there was one day that I found all of this this was like vintage Y2K, but I also found like 50s, 60s, 70s vintage slip dresses and lingerie that all sold really well, and this was the last item from that hadn't sold yet, so I was happy to have this sell off as well. My average cost of goods at the bins that day was $1.43. It was listed for 431 days though, and I got $13.44. It had a lot of interest throughout that year and a half or so that it was listed. It just, nobody ever pulled the trigger on it. All right, next was something that I was, again, so excited to get rid of because I never should have purchased it anyway. It was this new with tag, New York & Company ivory V-neck button-down cardigan sweater beige women's small. I bought this because it was new with tags. It was early in my reselling career, and I could not be happier to accept the $14 offer that I got on this. I accepted $14. I got this at a Dollar Day sale at that local thrift store. And it was listed for 729 days. It's New York & Company. We all know that's not a great brand to resell. I think I picked it up because it was cheap and it was new with tags. But when I got it home, I realized it had a few little spots on it that I obviously disclosed and took pictures of. I was like, no one's going to want this. They were minimal, but you don't want a new with tag items that has spots on it. So somebody bought it, and that's exciting. And I did end up making $11.28 somehow, but I had to wait almost 2 years to do that. So on Thursday, May 2nd, I had 7 sales. I had 1 on Poshmark and 6 on eBay. So Poshmark really started out the week and then eBay like flip-flopped it. But that's how it is, it seems to be. So my 1 Poshmark sale was this Woolridge Vintage Teton quarter zip hooded windbreaker pullover blue jacket, blue in a size medium. This was... I got a $17 offer on this. It was listed for $35, but I was feeling giving. I was having a great week. So I had it for a decent amount of time. So I did accept that $17 offer. I got this at the Prime Thrift store. My average cost of goods was $4.27. And it was listed for 235 days. So my profit on this was $19.33. However, again, full transparency, I just in the last few days got a claim submitted against this item. So the buyer in his like her, I don't actually remember, I'm going to say his because for some reason I'm thinking it's a man. He wrote that it was, quote, torn in multiple places and had a stain. And in the pictures I was having trouble seeing, and it looks like what he's saying is that I wouldn't define it as a tear. I'm not saying his claim is invalid, but it looks like some of the inside lining, the stitching is coming out. So where it should be stitched shut, there's like 1.5 inches or so that the stitching is coming out on the inside lining. Not that it's torn somewhere. So he said it wasn't in the condition that it was advertised. I said it was in very good pre-owned condition. I think he also said there was a spot. I was having trouble seeing it. But so Poshmark did approve that, and that is coming back to me. So I will try to restitch the lining shut. I'll look at the spot. If it's something I can get out, I'll try to get it out. I obviously didn't notice that. And if not, I'll take a picture and disclose it and relist it. That does happen. I'm not perfect. We could argue yes or no whether things like that should be approved. But that's part of the game, and that's completely okay. I want him to get his money back. I want him to get something that he's happy with. But just full disclosure, I had written all this out and done all the numbers before I knew that was coming back to me. So just know that at the end of the video, it's actually like $19 less profit than it should be. I figured you guys would forgive me for that. So on eBay, my first sale today was this Victoria's Secret Body by Victoria lined strapless bra, beige nude tan 36 double D. I accepted a $16 offer. I normally list these at $24.99 and I expect them to sell between $15 and $20, so that was right on target. I got this at the Bins in Colorado. I did have a video there recently of a shop with me. I was out there visiting my sister and I picked this up. I had to bring everything back in my luggage, so having a bra was great because it's lightweight and it's easy to put in my luggage. My average cost of goods that day was $1.36. This was only listed for 16 days and I made $12.31. The next item was also an item I got at the Goodwill bins, and it was even lighter and easier to bring back. And these sold within a couple hours of each other and were from the same haul, so that's always kind of fun. But it was the Smart Wool pink short sleeve t-shirt, performance merino wool base layer, and a women's large. It's Smart Wool. I expected it to sell quickly. It's right in season. It's a size large. It checked all the boxes. I accepted this was an offer that was sent out for $28.80, and that was accepted by the buyer. Average cost of goods was $1.36 that day, and it was only listed for 3 days, and I made $22.55. Love Smart Wool. Definitely keep an eye out for it. Also, when it's when it's merino wool like that, you always want to put in the keyword performance merino wool. When it's made to be like active wear and it's like sweat wicking, performance merino wool is one of the best selling categories on eBay. So you want to make sure to include that in your title and your description. Also, if it's something that could be layered, like I would put that on to give me a little bit of warmth under like a quarter zip or something, definitely use the term base layer. That's definitely another keyword that people are looking for. So maybe both of those helped it sell quickly. I don't know. Definitely keep those in mind though. All right, the next one was another one that was so excited to have good riddance out of my store. And it was this Love Tree Lovely Lavender Eyelet Lace Tiered Ruffle Spring Summer dress in a size small. To be completely honest, I picked this up at the bins hoping it would fit me, and it did not. It was too large, so I ended up listing it. I got a $14 offer, and again, I jumped on it. Got this at the bins, I think in Georgia. I don't remember because it's
been a while since I bought it.
My average cost of goods was $1.16, and it was listed for 612 days, and I made $10.99. To be honest though, it got a lot of interest. Like, it's a super cute dress, but again, I just had to wait for the right buyer, I guess. Next was this Torrid crochet lace gauzy open front cardigan, topper, shirt, lightweight, in a size 1X. This is pretty typical Torrid for me. I bought it at the bins, I don't remember which one, for $1.63, maybe Columbus. It was listed for 90 days and I made $11.21. That's right about what I'm used to for Torrid. This was a great find, and it was this Veronica Beard ribbed knit tank top. Sleeveless blouse, colorful striped, and women's medium. This item is proof that Goodwill does not know everything. This was a random tank top. It was $5.29 in my Goodwill. I grabbed it. It was in immaculate condition. I have also found a Veronica Beard blazer at my Goodwill a year or so ago, just at the normal blazer price. And it sold for like $200, I think, very quickly. So Veronica Beard, you probably already know the brand, but if you don't, is an absolute bolo. This sold on eBay for $54. I got it at the Goodwill retail store. My average cost of goods was $4.40 that day. It sold in 2 days and I made $41.83. So keep an eye out for Veronica Beard, basically anything. Last, another one I was excited to get out of my closet, which was this Lulu Serena Coral red short sleeve bodycon mini dress women's medium. This was kind of in my era of picking up anything Lulu's, especially if it was cheap. I'm kind of that way at the bin, so I might still have grabbed it, but I'm trying to be more selective with Lulu's. I sent out a $17.99 offer, and somebody accepted that. So I got this at the bins. Average cost of goods was $1.16. This was the same trip I'm seeing from my cost of goods as I got that purple Love Tree dress. So it's fun that they were purchased in the same day, and then a million years later they sold on the same day. And I made $13.85. Fun fact though, it says in my eBay store that this was a repeat buyer. So whoever that repeat buyer is, not that you're probably watching this video, but if you happen to be, thank you. Okay, Friday, May 3rd, I had 2 sales, 2 on Poshmark. This was, oh, I'm on the wrong tab. Here we go. It was this Wrangler fringe trim Western rodeo chiffon lightweight vest in a sleeveless tank medium. So cute. I can just imagine some like festival girly with some like super short shorts and some cowboy boots. Like that's how I would wear it. Super cute. And it sold for $20. That was an offer I accepted. I got this at a Prime thrift store, which I have lots of videos on my channel. I think I'll have one maybe the next video or 2 videos from now because I just filmed another one. Oh, I'm sorry. It was my last video. Prime Thrift with me. I'll link it up above and down in the description. I didn't find this item in that haul, but it's the same store. My average cost of goods was $4.74, but it was listed for 376 days, and I made $11.26. Next was this super cute New with Tags Altered State Brooklyn Black Beacon Leather Mini Skirt Grunge Biker in a size small. This one was another great full price sale. It sold for $35 outright on Poshmark, which I was very surprised at. I would not have picked this up at Goodwill price if it hadn't been New with Tags, but again, I liked it. I wanted to rescue it. Sold for $35. My average cost of goods that day was $8.83 though, because I got a lot of shoes. So I was glad that it had a higher sales price. And because really honestly, I expected it to sell for like $20, $25. So it was listed for 170 days and I made $19.17. So on Sunday, May 4th, I had 3 items sell and I had 2 on Poshmark, 1 on eBay. So the 2 on Poshmark were a bundle sale of 2 things. Again, the theme of the week was I'm glad to get items moved out. I do relist 10 items a day on Poshmark and I delist and sell similar 10 items a day on eBay. And then I try to list 5 fresh items every single day. Part-time seller, that is my formula. It's working for me. So I think at least one of these might have been newly relisted. That might have helped it sell. But I got a bundle offer for this Zara Girls Romper embroidered turquoise shorts and this vintage Carter's classic soft jersey knit bodysuit. I got an offer for $20 for both of these. I was very happy. The Carter's one was my son's, and I think I had actually bought it at a quarter sale from that thrift store that does like the dollar sales and the 50-cent sales. They do a kids quarter sale every once in a while. I bought it for him, he wore it, and then I listed it. And the Zara romper I have had since maybe my first bin strip. So I accepted the $20 offer, making my earnings $16 and my profit probably somewhere around $14 or $15. My one eBay sale this day was, I was surprised by it actually. It was this New with Tags J Gel Pure Gel Indigo Blue Slim Leg Pull-On Pants Small Petite. If you watched my Colorado Springs either shop with me in the store or my haul afterwards, I talked about how I almost left these behind because J. Jill pants are kind of rough for me most of the time, and it was a small petite, which is a tougher size to sell. But at the bins, new with tags, I didn't want to pass it, and I'm glad I didn't because it sold quick and it sold decently well. These were on sale for $24.99. I think I had them listed at $29.99. And somebody bought them outright, which was really great. My average cost of goods that day was $1.36, and they only sat for 7 days. So after 1 week, this sold, and I made $19.87. Very surprised. So that was my final sale for the week. So let's talk numbers. In total, I had 34 sales. I always think it's fun to see where I got the items that sold that week. It's usually dependent on like what hauls have I been listing. Like, did I list a whole bunch of bin stuff recently? Then of course, sure, I should see some bin stuff selling. It's just fun to look at. So 10 of the items I got for the bins, 9 of them I got from a Goodwill retail store, 6 of them I got from that Honey Hole thrift store that runs the good sales, and 3 I got at 2nd Avenue, and 2 were from personal use items. So in total, my sales were $1,106.62, giving me a total profit of $725.79. My average is somewhere around 500. Usually it's trending towards higher than 500, towards 600. But when I get closer to the 1,000 mark, that is usually a really good week for me. Obviously, the Ronnie Kobo dress helped. The Versace really helped. And then I had some higher mid-tier items, you know, the Vince dress, the Brooks Brothers. I had a couple bundle sales, which is great. So it was a solid week for me. And ever since then, because this was a couple weeks ago by now, as I'm sure you're seeing. I hope this comes out soon. I'm sorry, it's probably so delayed. I've had some solid weeks again, which has been really, really good. I've been trying to be consistent. I've been trying to be better about sourcing items that are going to sell, that have a great sell-through rate. And I think it's finally starting to pay off. So if you're out there and you're discouraged in any way, I'm right there with you. Every week does not look like this week. So you never know when you're going to have a great week. You might just have things pop off. Keep being consistent. Check your prices. Check your photos. Check all of those things that, you know, we talk about on these videos. I watch other YouTubers and I learn lots of tips and tricks. Consistency is usually a big thing. The cost is usually a big thing. And just making sure you're sourcing items that will sell. It's so much easier said than done. I struggle with it. We all struggle with it. All right, friends, I have a bunch of haul videos coming up on my channel because I have so much stuff to list and I am excited about a lot of it. So I want to show it to you. I also have a couple thrift with me filmed that I need to get edited for you guys. So click that subscribe button down below and give this video a big thumbs up. If you stayed this long, you probably liked something. I hope you're having an amazing day and I will see you next time. Bye.